Hello, good evening, welcome to the latest video. Now today it is EPIC Prog bands that I have neglected. Now, what I'm talking about here as well is not your little obscure prog bands. I'm talking about the biggies. There are a number of the biggies that for some reason or another I just never got into buying a lot of their stuff. Now, all of these bands that I'm going to go through now, and there are going to be 5 of them, I've got a little bit of their output, but not much. And it got me to thinking, not long ago, why did I not progress with them any further? Because all of the albums that I've got, all of these bands I'm going to talk about, I like them. But I like what I've heard. But for some reason, I just never got round to buying any more. Now, I've seen lots of people on the old YouTube talking about lots of these bands, and that sort of got my interest going again. So let's get straight on with it now. I've waffled on enough. Let's get straight in to the first one. And the first one is coming up now. So the first one then is Caravan. Now, I have got here a copy of In the Land of the Grey and Pink. Now, this is an album which I think is absolutely marvellous. I play it quite regularly. It's really good, but for some reason, I never bought any more. Now, I don't know why. I don't know whether that's because I got too involved in my other bands and there was too much to collect, and then later on I got into other stuff and I sort of forgot about them. And I thought, every time I play this, I always sort of think, I need to listen to some more Caravan. The only other Caravan album I've got is this one, which is From the Land of the Grey and Pink Live, which is one of those slightly iffy sort of live releases that comes out, but that's quite good as well. So I was having a look through the other day, and they've got a back catalogue like nobody's business. I saw a massive box set that's about 250 quid or something, loads of albums in. Obviously I'm not going to go out and buy that straight off. So, this is where I need your help. I need you prog experts, and I know there are a lot of you. There's a thriving prog community from what I can see on the old internet. So this is all I've got from Caravan. In the Land of the Grey and Pink, and In the Land of the Grey and Pink Live, which is apparently a legendary performance from the USA. So, that's all I've got. Where do I go next? Obviously I can't buy it all at once, so you tell me in the comments below, where do I go next to carry on my voyage in a caravan? Similar story with the next band. Again, a band I've only got one album by, and there are lots of reasons really why I should have more of this band. Obviously, when I say I've only got one album by them, and the same with the previous band, Caravan, and the ones I want to go on to next, it doesn't mean they're the only ones I've ever heard, because I've heard them in other people's houses and things, and I've heard them played at other places, but I only actually possess on vinyl or CD these albums that I'm showing you today. I've got access to them digitally, of course, but I don't listen to music that way very often. And this is the only King Crimson album I've got, Earthbound, which is, again, absolutely fantastic. On an old 21st century schizoid, man, it's absolutely great. The rest of the album is really good as well. The thing that makes it sort of puzzling for me is that you got Boz Burrell on this, haven't you? Who was in Bad Company, one of my biggest bands of the lot. And I tend to be a bit of a completist and try and follow people's careers both onwards and backwards as well. So I don't know why, but for some reason I just never got round to collecting any more King Crimson albums, and I know for a fact there are quite a few that I probably should have. So where do I go next from this? This is the only King Crimson album I've got, Earthbound. It's great, but I need some more. So you tell me, please, prog community people and anybody else who's watching this, where do I go next with King Crimson? Third band on the list. Now I know why I didn't get into these, and it's this band here. This is the Moody Blues. It's the only album I've got by them. It's a compilation. Nice little setup, actually. Nice little gatefold sleeve. It's got, obviously got a double album, so it's got plenty of stuff on it. When I played this, I only got hold of this probably a year or so ago. So when I play it, it's great. There isn't a bad track on it. Now, I think the reason that I never got into this lot is because of that 19 White Satin track. it used to get played at sort of weddings and things, didn't it? And I think I just thought they were some sort of cheesy, sort of not very good band, but I should have known better because, of course, it was their record label that Trapeze were on and all sorts of stuff like that. But in my defence, you can't get into everybody all at once. And the thing that, again, triggered me onto these a year or so ago was conversations in the village pub. I keep saying to everybody, I'm going to do a video soon without mentioning either Deep Purple or the village pub, but I don't seem to be able to do that. And there's a group of reasonably like-minded people to me in there, my sort of age, a few years older, most of them. And when we talk about music, this is a band that one chap brings up all the time. And I said to him, that's sort of nice in white satin stuff. It's a bit whatever in it. And he went, no, it's more than that. It's better than that. And so that's when I got hold of this, and that's to agree with him. He's right. So that's another band then, another massive prog rock band that I've really neglected over the last 40 odd years or so. So where do I go with these next? Obviously this is slightly different because it's a compilation, so I've got a bit of an idea from across the albums, but which album should I go for next? This is the Moody Blues, is the only one I've got. Now, band number 4 is slightly different because I've already kind of started with them, so I probably don't need quite so much help with which albums to get, although I haven't got them all. I've got a few of them. I managed to buy a sort of jump lot together. I only got one previously, and I didn't have that anymore. I must have lent it to somebody. The band in question is these. Yes. Now, I think the reason that I never got particularly into Yes was because I wasn't all that keen on the vocals, probably, but I'm older and wiser now, and I can probably appreciate the rest of it enough to listen to it without the vocals having to be what I'm used to. And it's nice to have something a little bit different, isn't it? So when I get in my little job lot the other day, when I got this, Yes, that's the first or the second album, I'm not sure. And I got this one, Relayer. I also got Going for the One, Close to the Edge. I've just noticed a big, massive version of that just come out, hasn't there? The only one I ever had before, which was this 91502. I had a copy of that years ago and must have given it to somebody who had this, of course, for that track, Owner of a Horse and Cart. And that's probably the most recent one of these. And the last two are Fragile and Drama. So is the one there that I should go for first, or should I just listen to them in the proper order? There's a few missing. There are tons of Topographic Oceans is an album I've seen around for years and I've never had a copy of. So I shall get on to playing these in the next week or so, and that'll start my journey through Yes. So if there are any albums that I've got missing that you think I desperately ought to get, let me know about them as well. But as you can see, we've started with them already. Now the next of the biggies, the last of the ones I'm going to talk about really, I've already started with these even more than I've already started with Yes, because this band, I've already started getting some of their stuff and I've already started playing it as well. In fact, I've played all of this that I've got and it's wonderful, and I've just not been able to understand why I've not bothered with it before. So I didn't own a single album of theirs until I got these, probably in about November time, and then played the lot over a space of about 5 or 6 weeks. It's these CDs, they're not records. Jethro Tull. And what I picked up was, again in a job lot, 2 box sets and 1 single CD. The first box set is Jethro Tull, the originals, which has got 3 early albums on there that you can see. This was Stand Up and Benefit. Enjoyed all of them immensely. Then we got this Jethro Tull Volume 2 from the original album series, which I think is a different series to that one, but there's no duplicates involved. This has got Under Wraps, Crest of a Knave, Rock Island, Catfish Rising and Roots to Branches on that, and then also a single CD of War Child. Now, eagle-eyed viewers may spot a little bit of an edit there, because when I got back to editing the video and I did the Jethro Tull bit, I suddenly thought, I'm sure I got more than that, and I missed out this one, which is the Jethro Tull original album series, part 1. And on that, we've got Songs from the Wood, Heavy Horses, Stormwatch, and The Broadsword and The Beast. So, as you can see in that little collection of Jethro Tull albums that I've got, I did pick up quite a lot. And as I said, I've played all of these and they're all great. So, there's still some missing though. So, there we go. That's the one that I missed out that I spotted as I was editing it. So, I've now spliced it in. So, I'm sure you'll be able to see the join though still. I'll get back on with the rest of the video now. So, there's a few I've got that are missing, obviously from there, some of the biggies from years ago, which I'll have to try and pick up. So which ones do I go for next? I have to say, with these, I was pleasantly surprised at how enjoyable I found it. And I was also surprised how good I thought Ian Anderson's voice was, because I always thought they were like a bit weird with him standing there on one leg playing his flute. But no, they're really good. So these were a really, really good big surprise for me at the back end of last year. So I'm hoping that all those other bands will turn out to be just as exciting. In fact, I know they will, because I've got one or two albums, as you can see, from all of them, and I like them. So it's difficult to understand why I never branched out any further with them. So that's going to be the plan over the next few months, is to get some more material by those bands, fill up the bits missing from Jethro Tull. Also, while I've got the attention of the prog community, which I probably don't get the attention of very often, what other bands am I missing? I've got some Emerson, Lake and Palmer, I've got plenty of Camel and all that sort of stuff. One band that I haven't got anything of at all, and I've really had very little to do with, is Gentle Giant. I don't know anything about them at all. So where do I start with them? And what other bands are there that I maybe should be listening to from that particular sort of style of music? Obviously, I'm not going to go through the things I've got, but I haven't got a massive amount of any particular bands. I've got all Rush and all that, I've got all that type of stuff. So if you can think of a band that I maybe haven't mentioned in this short video that I should be listening to as well as these ones as well, let me know, and we'll turn 2025, or at least the first part of it, into some sort of a prog fest round here, and I'll fill up the gaps and see what I can find. So I'm looking forward to getting into those Yes albums. If they turn out to be as good as these Jethro Tull ones did, I will be delighted. And also I'm looking forward to delving deeper into the catalogue of the Moody Blues, King Crimson and Caravan, plus hopefully somebody will put me on the right track for some Gentle Giant. Yeah, tell me which ones I need to get, and anybody else that I might be missing out on, and I'll report back what I think. But let me know in the comments which ones I should be listening to, if you don't mind. That would be a great help. Thanks to everybody for watching, and all the people that subscribe and like and all that sort of stuff, and I'll see you again next time. See you later.